Hey guys, welcome to Sundays with PP, your short weekly resets to help you enjoy your youth, know yourself, and get ready for a future that's changing fast. Today, I want to talk about future readiness, which is not about predicting what the world will look like in 10 years, but it's about building a personality so disciplined and adaptable that you can thrive regardless of what happens. There's a common trap many of us fall into where we feel stuck in a situation that isn't working. And believe me, I've been there many times. We put up with bad circumstances for too long, or we accept a version of ourselves that we aren't proud of. One thing I really am fascinated with is neuroscience research and neuroplasticity and all this stuff, which is basically you can always learn. And so neuroscience research shows us, why this happens. Your mind develops something called hardwiring. Think of your brain like a field of tall grass. The more you walk the same path, the deeper and more permanent that path becomes. Eventually, it becomes a road. So if you habitually accept a stuck reality, well, your brain begins to treat that frustration as just your normal state. You stay in a bad situation simply because your internal map has forgotten that there's an exit. The good news is that these roads in your mind can be moved. Your brain is more like clay than stone. That's what is called neuroplasticity. It means that through new daily habits and intentional thoughts, you can build new pathways and maps that change the way you perform or think. You can actually rewire your character. And this is the heart of adaptability. It's the active discipline of changing your internal settings so you can chase your life vision, even when the world outside is moving at a high velocity, which is just a fancy way of saying the world's moving very, very fast. So to build this adaptable mind, you got to look at your body, believe it or not. There's an ancient saying, mens sana in corpore sano, which translates to a sound mind in a sound body. Think of your body as the engine and your mind as the driver. If the engine's broken or low on fuel, the driver cannot navigate the road effectively. So keeping your mind active and your body healthy actually slows down an aging process, and a strong body supports a flexible mind. This flexibility is the source of true resilience. Resilient people are like high-quality rubber ball, or a high-quality rubber ball. When they hit hard or hit a concrete floor or something like that, there's a reversal of fortune. It's a sudden piece of bad luck. Well, they don't break. They just bounce back. They stay focused on their life vision and ignore things they cannot control. So be like a rubber ball. By the way, racquetball, awesome game. Love it. Thanks for Coach Gidman for playing with me on Wednesdays. Looking forward to get beat by you again. So this resilience often requires you to do what the playwright George Bernard Shaw called the unreasonable man. In this particular context, being unreasonable does not being mean or loud or like people just can't talk to you like you're a brick wall. What it means is that you refuse to go with the flow. Most people are just agreeable. They try to fit in, follow the crowd like sheep. However, all progress depends on the person who persists in trying to adapt the world to his vision. That persistence requires a specific skill, the ability to solve problems. Many people see an obstacle and stop. They wait for someone else to come and fix it. But an adaptable person sees a problem as a puzzle. Think of problem solving like a toolkit you carry. Every time you face a difficulty, whether it's a hard math equation or a conflict with a teammate, you work to find a solution. Well, when you do this, you're adding a new tool to your kit. You're learning to cope, learning at the stressor differently, looking at the stressor differently, or finding a release valve to make the problem smaller. So the more tools that you have, the less fear a changing world, because you have the skill to fix whatever breaks. And so a changing world doesn't scare you. This is especially true in your relationships. You might feel a heavy sense of loyalty to friends you've known for years, even if those friends no longer respect your vision or your daily habits. You stay because it feels normal. But what we know of neuroscience, it tells us that staying in a situation that's no longer healthy or actually reinforces those stuck pathways in your mind is not good. To adapt to a fast-changing world, you have to learn the discipline of what's called the necessary ending. Think of a man pruning a fruit tree. To someone who doesn't understand growth, it looks like he's being unreasonable or even cruel by cutting off branches. But the gardener knows that if he doesn't cut the old dying wood, the tree will waste its energy. It's never going to grow new fruit. In your life, pruning a relationship isn't a failure. It's an act of self-government. Sometimes a friendship that worked when you were younger is like a coat that becomes too small. It served a purpose once, but now it only restricts your movement. Letting go is a sign that you're adapting. It shows that your life vision is now the filter of who you allow into your inner circle. Now, finally, remember that growth always starts with who before what. If you focus on the quality of your own character, building a sound mind in a sound body, and you have the toolkit of problem-solving skills, you become a person of high value. And a person of value understands that saying goodbye to a stuck reality is often the only way to say hello to a future that fits. It's okay to grow at a different speed than people around you. In fact, it's a sign that your daily habits are working. Don't be afraid of the friction or problems that might come with change. It's simply the sound of new pathways being built in your mind. Focus on your daily habits today. They are the tools you use to build a mind that refuses to stay stuck. Remember, future readiness is not about predicting what the world would look like in 10 years. It's about building a personality so disciplined and adaptable that you can thrive regardless of what happens. You cannot build a sovereign life on land that you refuse to defend. This means that your focus, your time, and your character are the only real territory that you truly own. If you do not set a firm border around your daily habits and your life vision, you're essentially inviting the world to colonize your schedule and dictate your future. You cannot expect to be a master of your own life if you're too afraid to stand at the gate and turn away the people, the habits, or the distractions that simply do not belong in your kingdom. Protect your territory. So, I'll see you in the next reset. These short weekly moments are here to help you enjoy your youth, know yourself deeply, and stay ready for a future that's changing fast. So until next time, have a great week, and see you later.